Hi there. Thanks for taking a moment to watch this short video on SEO 101 for plastic surgeons. My name is John Vakidis, and I'm a healthcare marketing expert with DoctorLogic. DoctorLogic currently serves over 3,000 healthcare providers, and we started our journey in healthcare with plastic surgeons. Today, we have hundreds of plastic surgeons on our platform that have hired us to help them with their website, search engine optimization, and other digital marketing aspects. There are lots of different ways that you can get found online. Today's journey is going to discuss SEO, but before we begin, let's go over what a healthy digital marketing strategy looks like. Your website is the central piece of everything that you're doing from your digital marketing and most likely your traditional marketing, whether it's a billboard, magazine, radio, or TV. You're going to tell people to go back and visit your site. So, this is the most important thing of everything that you're doing, and you need to make sure that your site is current and it's following today's design best practices and it has well written content and so on. Now, SEO is one way to get found, and this is what we're going to discuss today. This is a long term play. It doesn't happen overnight, but once you begin this SEO journey, it's not something you ever want to stop because Google makes lots of algorithm changes every year, and you have other competitors that are doing SEO to try to outrank you, and it takes a well crafted, well executed strategy to perform, and this is why people hire Dr. Logic. Now, there are other things you can do from a digital marketing aspect, which we're going to discuss. Content marketing is a way that you're adding more content to the site on a frequent basis, and that can help expedite your SEO. We will talk about that in a little bit more depth. But the great thing about content marketing is it can actually be repurposed in other digital marketing aspects. For example, if you have a blog article, you can put that on Facebook, for example, on social media. Social media, Facebook, Instagram, it's a great way to stay engaged with your existing patients, possibly prospective patients who are following you. You can educate them with different pieces of content. You can put in special offers from time to time. You can add humor. You can even use your videos in social media. There's a lot of things that you can do with this, but this is not the only thing you should be doing when it comes to digital marketing. These are all the things you should be doing. Okay. Email marketing is another way to stay on top of the leads that are coming into your website and from the database that you've built from all the patients you've been seeing over time. So, with content, you can educate your audience and let them know why you're the expert on the different services that you offer. And if an inbound lead comes in, let's say for tummy tuck, and I inquire, you guys might call and follow up with me, but I might have been busy when you called and you had to leave a message. Staying on top of them with email marketing, repurposing your content to educate them about different things related to tummy tuck, that's a great way to eventually get that lead to engage with you when they're ready. Paid advertising is another way to get found on Google, and it is faster than SEO. Typically, from the date that you launch a paid advertising campaign, if it's done correctly, you can get found within your first few days up to about a week, versus SEO can take months, if not longer, in a really competitive market. So, if you want to get found for tens of thousands of keyword patterns relative to the services you offer with a budget, you can do that on Google. That's something we can help with as well. Video marketing is another form of content marketing when done correctly. Those videos live on YouTube, but they should also live within your website. And if you transcribe the video into written content and build out specific landing pages for that, that is another form of content marketing that, like I mentioned earlier, can be repurposed in emails and in social media. So, this is what a healthy digital marketing strategy looks like. You shouldn't only do SEO, you shouldn't only do social media. These are all the things that you should be doing if you really want to compete in today's world. Okay, so but let's talk about SEO today because that's the subject. So, three aspects of content your website should feed to Google. I want you to think of Google a little bit like Pac Man for a minute. Google is hungry and it loves to devour content. So, the first thing Google is looking for is quality content on any given procedure that you want to get found for. We're going to talk about that. You also want to have quantity of quality content. You want to have lots of different pages and lots of different things related to that procedure. And we're going to talk about that in more depth. And then frequency. How often are you giving content to Google to give it a reason to come back and index and rank your site? So let's go through those one by one. Number one, quality content. Let's take something like a facelift procedure page here. You want to make sure that you have lots of different things that are covered in that page, like an overview, techniques, technology used, who are the best candidates, what's the recovery time, maybe some price related information or FAQs. You can also embed links to blog articles on that page. You can link to your before and after galleries, link to reviews, link to the videos that you've built, all within that one page. And those pages are interlinking back and forth throughout the website. Google recognizes that, and that's an example of a well-written page. Sometimes I'll go to a plastic surgeon site and they only have a bulleted list of the procedures they offer. That's not going to rank in a competitive market where you've got hundreds of plastic surgeons like LA or New York or even Dallas. Okay. You want to make sure that you have quality content and bullets aren't going to cut it, or even just a brief description. You have all of your services on one page and you might have two or three sentences about that. Once again, that's not going to rank as well. So you want to have well, robust written procedure pages and other pages too. Now, this is where quantity of content comes in. Well-written procedure pages, doctor bios, facility pages, before and after galleries with case descriptions, not just the photos themselves. Third-party reviews mentioning those procedures, blog articles, videos, podcasts. How much quantity of content do you have on your site? If you only have even a procedure page, even if it's a well-written procedure page, but that's all you have on the site, and you're in a market like Los Angeles with hundreds of plastic surgeons, and you've got one page of content, you're still probably not going to rank that well on page one. You might need 50, 100, even more pages of content within the site about that given subject. Okay. And lastly is frequency. How often are you adding new content to the site? Have you not added any content since you first wrote the site and or the company you hired wrote that content and then launched it? Has it been a while? Or are you doing it every 6 months, 3 months, 1 month, every week? The more frequently you can add quality content to the site, involves research, measuring, promoting that content, pushing it out, publishing it, optimizing it, writing some of those pages from time to time. That's an example of frequently updating the content within your site. So let's take a search term like rhinoplasty as an example today and show you all the different ways that someone might search for that. So rhinoplasty by itself is a short tail phrase. It's going to have really high search volume, but it's at the very beginning of their journey. Probably not going to rank, probably not going to turn into a lead immediately because they're at the beginning stages. Now, if they are doing more research, they're further down the buying funnel and they're looking for rhinoplasty photos, rhinoplasty reviews, rhinoplasty pricing, things like that. That's a middle tail search, less search volume, but more likely to convert into a lead because they're further down the funnel. Now, with voice search, that's really exploded the last 3 years, you're starting to see more long tail searches. And this is why the quality content and quantity of content is so important. So take something like this, rhinoplasty before and after photos for a male with a hooked nose. That's a real specific search. They're further down the buying funnel. They know exactly what they are looking for, and they're more likely to convert into a lead. With voice search, 2 years ago, about 25% of all mobile search was done by voice. And ComScore predicted a couple years ago that by 2020, the year we're in right now, that about half of all search is going to be done by voice, and it's trending in that direction. So, what you used to do from an SEO strategy 3, 5 years ago, you've probably noticed if you've looked at your rankings, if you haven't really modified your strategy, you might have seen a drop in your rankings. Google's constantly changing their algorithm and they're looking for different things. And this is why you want to have lots of different content on your site. So if you have before and after photos describing this here on your site with males with hook nose, before and after photos on your site with case descriptions, and you have multiple cases with that, there's a good chance that you can rank for a search like that. So let's go to this in more depth. There are tens, if not hundreds of thousands of keyword combinations that someone might potentially search relative to the plastic surgery procedures that you offer. So let's take rhinoplasty, for example. That's the technical term. Nose job is more slang. If it's breast augmentation, it could be boob job. The way that people are searching, it's endless. So whether they're looking for a head term, like a surgeon that offers that surgery near them, they're looking for pricing, they're looking for pictures, they're wanting to know if insurance covers it, they're looking for maybe just reducing the size of their nose, or looking for a condition that they have. These are all the different ways that someone might get found. And if you don't have a lot of quality content on your site, and you're not frequently pushing it out, you're probably not going to get found for these. Okay, so you need a lot of content frequently being given to Google in order to rank. So this is just kind of scraping the surface for SEO. If you'd like a little bit deeper dive, DoctorLogic has recently written an ebook called SEO 101 for Doctors, and it's specific for SEO in healthcare. This is from all of our findings working with thousands of providers over the last 6 years of running websites for plastic surgeons and other providers. Okay, a little bit about me. I've been in this space for about 7 years, 2 years with an agency, and then 5 years with DoctorLogic. I've consulted over 700 practices, lots of plastic surgeons, and I've helped doctors go from 20 keywords to hundreds of keywords on page one through the strategies that we employ here at DoctorLogic. And just to kind of give you some stats from 2019, our average client grew their lead volume by 352%. So if you're trying to get huge gains, you're trying to grow more keyword patterns on Google on page one, you're trying to convert more leads within your website, and you're trying to grow your revenue, I'd love to be a resource to you. If you can give me an hour of your time, I'll spend an hour preparing for the meeting. I'll do research on your website. I'll research two of your competitors. I'll kind of show you how you're stacking up against them, and we can discuss the strategies it would take to beat them out in your market. So I appreciate your time today. I hope you found this helpful, and I look forward to hearing from you. Make it a great day.